Plus, I have to keep the voice at the end, like, I like that.
Yeah.
The duo called an Uber after a quick ride arrived in front of her building. They walked up one flight of stairs, then another. Awsten could feel sweat beating up on his neck. Where'd I go?
To her house.
Thanks, bud.
The anticipation was killing him.
What's that?
It's in the middle of that.
The anticipation was killing him. He really liked this girl and wanted everything to go well. When they arrived at her door, she put the key in the lock and thrusted it open. After you, she said with a sweet smile. Or no, you do her voice. To say after you.
After you.
She said it with a sweet smile. Awsten stepped inside, not really knowing what to expect. The first thing he noticed was candles. Fuck yeah. Hundreds of candles. Kind of fuck yeah. Covering half the apartment. All of them were lit. Irresponsible. How long had they been burning for? How the hell hadn't this entire place burned down yet, he wondered. It was odd, to say the least. No shit. You're about to get sacrificed. It was odd, to say the least. He looked around some more, hoping to find some kind of explanation. Maybe she has a roommate or something. His eyes focused in on one of the framed photographs on the wall. What the hell? Is that me?
Of course it was him. Who else could pull off those colors? He recognized the photo as one that John had taken of him during Warped Tour 2018. Yeah, why are you bringing John into this? His eyes moved to the next picture and the next. They were all pictures of him. Some of them weren't ones that John took.
Oh no!
They were pictures Awsten had never seen before, ones that appeared to have been taken by an amateur. So they might have been John's. He's never going to listen to this, so he'll never know I said that.
That's true.
They were slightly blurry and taken from a distance. When Awsten got to the final photo on the wall, he froze. It was a photo of him sleeping in his bed. What the? How did she get this?
Why am I an elf in his brain?
It's Christmas time, baby. I don't want to read the rest, Joe. Give me a minute.
Awsten's eyes moved slowly to the left, afraid of what he might see next. His fear was justified. Amazing.
Hey, do you want this line?
No.
All right.
John was taking it. Why do we keep talking about John?
You brought him up. I just brought up lines.
No, you said before.
Well, I read it.
Yeah.
I have to read the story.
Scrawled in blue spray paint, writing on the wall read, "Ugh, go off, King, we stand." A shiver ran up his spine.
A chilling statement.
It was then that he noticed "Stupid for You" was playing softly from the next room. The light-hearted love song sounded so much darker in this context. Had it been playing the whole time? He didn't know. Awsten balled his fists, realizing his mistake.
Uh-oh.
How could I have been so stupid for you? Of course she knows who Awsten Knight is. Who doesn't? I'm such a dickhead in this. Awsten vowed that if he ever made it out of there in one piece, he was going to sue the ever-loving crap out of Match.com. It's not their fault. Anyway. He slowly turned around to face her. She had barely moved out from the doorway. That means she's not going to let me go. She's going to kill me, probably. This is the last paragraph, too, so...
Yeah.
There's suspense right now. If we had a violin, I'd be like...
You don't have it on your little soundboard? What's the closest thing to a violin you have?
This one goes on a long time.
I'm scared now.
It gets faster?
Is it not just repeating? Well, this has to stop. We need to stop this.
She had barely moved out from the doorway. I'm so glad we have this computer here. God damn. When he saw the demented look on her face, it felt as if his soul left his body. There was no time to escape. This was it. She began to laugh. Oh, no. You know, She snarled through a toothy grin. Do the voice, Travis.
I think you're rare.
She slammed the door behind her and locked it. The end. That is so dark. Alright.
Did you realize that there was a reference to one of your songs at the end there? So she was a fan after all.
No shit.
Alright, so that was Date Night by Bleach Girl Vivo on Wattpad. What are your initial thoughts on this
I
one?
hate it. But I hate it in the way that I hate all of them.
Yeah.
You know? So now we're gonna, what? No, you don't understand?
No, I don't. I don't know anything about this. I'm just here.
You don't, did you hear what I just said?
I don't understand.
You just wandered in, you're like, fanfic, that looks good. Cool.
Yeah, basically.
Okay, so that's horrifying. I want to talk about me, because that's what I like to do.
Yeah.
I'm terrible in this. I'm like,
I really liked your characterization in this one.
what do you mean?
I liked your personality in it and how like into yourself you are.
Fearful and calling myself a rock star?
Yeah.
Great.
And I was like, how can anyone not know Austin Knight? That's what you said in it also.
No, I thought it.
Yeah.
I wasn't like in the apartment, like straight up looking around at all this shit like, oh my god, how could I have been so dumb? She's like standing right there listening. How could I have been so fucking dumb? Everyone knows Austin Knight.
I like how theatrical you're getting.
It feels theatrical when he says some shit like that.
You should do Broadway.
You should do kinky boots.
Yeah. All the cool pop punk guys do kinky boots.
I can see my thing get louder on the screen.
Cool. Have you ever considered getting on an online dating service?
I have a, okay, so I got really bored one time.
Jesus.
No, okay, actually, I have two things to say. So, I used to catfish dudes. With like Otto or like whoever I was with because it was funny. My name on OkCupid was ClaireBear69, and we would just see like what kind of dumb shit we could say and like have them still respond. I'd literally talk about
Just have them still be horny.
No, they would be all the time. Like guys are fucking dumb. Like I straight up talk about like eating camel shit, and they're like, "Oh yeah, you like to travel?" I'm like. So that was like a social experiment. Now I've got a Tinder under a different name and different. It's not like it's a picture of the wall. I just wanted to see how people like put themselves out there, like what their bios were.
Do you still have like the app download? Where you go to Tinder, Mike?
There it is. Hang on. I haven't been on here in a minute.
I know what we're doing when we get out of the hotel.
Maxine,
We're swiping through, baby.
just a kind, gregarious gal looking to expand my social niche. Dog mama to my lab, pit rescue Marty. Soup noodle aficionado. I'm a real human.
That's all it's
Like, someone's like, I want a person to date me. And they're like, I'm a gregarious gal. Want to fuck? Like, I'm gonna swipe left and keep.
I love
reading.
soup noodles. And I'm
Yeah.
a human.
I love soup noodles. I have skin on my hands. I'm not an alien at all.
So the point is, yes, you have gotten on these websites. So this
Yeah.
story is feasible.
I guess so. Theoretically, like if I actually wanted to utilize the websites for real, it's not impossible. 2 of them are on my phone. I would just have to change a lot of settings.
Yeah.
So I'm not named Claire.
We can make you a match account. If you're ready.
Isn't that just for like adults?
We're almost 30 years old.
No, we're like half a decade from that.
No.
What? How old are you?
I turned 27 in less than a week.
Oh, crazy.
And you turned 27 in like less than a month.
That's not true. That is true. Wow. Time is weird. I'm gonna have like a crisis up here. You guys
You know what I was thinking about on my way to the airport yesterday is that after my birthday I will be older than my mom was when she was already married and had me. Isn't that weird?
Crazy.
Anyway,
Yeah.
so let's get married and have kids.
My parents had me when they were like 33 or 34. They weren't in a rush.
Let's get married, you and me, and adopt a kid.
Yo! Shut up! Y'all aren't a part of this.
This is our moment.
We'll talk later.
Okay. What else
Oh
can
yeah,
you say about
let's get back to the story. We'll talk about marriage later. I need the cheat sheet right here. Okay. They know about indenting paragraphs. I like that. Not only like half the stories do.
I mean, I formatted everything.
Oh, you did?
I mean,
I'm complimenting you right now.
They-
Good job.
They might have done it, but I'm just saying that.
Did you do it?
For the sake of us reading these.
I believe that it was grammatically correct and formatting.
That's what they believe. Yeah, applaud.
What do you think about the format?
The format looks pretty
The
good.
band, they're very good.
I saw them once.
Me too.
Yo, wait, which tour?
They were opening for. No, it was right. It was when he started Fun, and they were opening for Manchester Orchestra. But they hadn't released an album yet, so they played a bunch of format songs. It
I
was a
saw
great
them with all their
conversation to have
Jackson
right now.
Fall Out Boy. Oh yeah, we can't do that right now. We're recording. Yeah, I hate how I sound in this. I sound really bad.
I think that's one of the big pluses of the story.
That I'm like a really shitty, exaggerated version of myself.
Yeah, I think it's a good change of pace from how you normally are represented in these.
Did y'all hear that? That's fucked. He's
I
like,
thought it was fun.
he's like, normally you're just like a mostly kind victim, and today
Victim.
you're a piece of shit victim.
Yeah, I thought it was cool.
Let's see.
Do you think you die at the end or what?
I think I'm kept alive for like a while, but barely. That's just like my.
Do you think she like removes your skin or something?
Yeah, she wears it. Oh, okay. She gets okay. So after this, they don't leave the apartment for like a long time, right? She studies me completely and everything. Then she takes my skin and she's like, I could be Awsten.
I know all the lyrics to the songs. I can perform them.
I referenced it before I like hit him with the dart and he like passed out.
Yeah, so I've got one line down.
Yeah.
I think that's a
Honestly, it was pretty well written.
smattering of applause.
Yeah, there's like Zoom claps. I like that.
It's definitely one of the better written stories we've ever gotten.
Yeah. That who else could pull off those colors? It's like I like the knowledge that I mainly wear colorful shit. It's kind of funny because I'm dressed like Steve Jobs right now.
Yeah.
And the reveal that they're like some of like the pictures went from like the good professional ones or like the live ones or whatever to me like in my bed, like probably like a phone picture or like there's something creepy like that. I like that reveal.
Do you think the pictures that they have that John took, do you think they just printed them out themselves or did they like analyze this?
Did they order the
They-
prints?
Yeah, I don't want to give giveaways.
Thing is, the prints that he does, I think they're maybe like this big. I pictured these a lot bigger.
Jesus Christ.
From like a stalker kind of thing, you know what I mean? Like I would imagine the pictures would be like bigger.
I guess so, maybe.
And I like the idea of a picture of me like in my sleep that I didn't know about being like fucking huge.
So you like that?
Well, I mean, it makes it funnier.
You want me to take a photo tonight?
I'm saying it makes it funnier in the context of the story.
Alright. Alright. So,
What about you? What are your thoughts?
I mean, I've gone over pretty much everything that I feel already. I think it was written well. I liked your character in it. I think it's funny that you died or whatever. Yeah, I liked the story. I thought it was good. Okay. What's your rating for it? It's out of 5.
Out of our patented 5-star rating system.
A lot of dead air right now.
I'm sorry. You know, I'll say, I'll give it a 4.5.
4.5. I think I would give it a 4.5 also.
Really?
Yeah.
Dude, I love when we agree on shit. And they all saw that.
You
Great.
crossed the divide.
Fuck.
Alright, so
Okay,
once
cool.
again, that was date night, and it spelled like his last name. Racing was seeing Jeff smile at him before they walked on Stag.
Stag. Before they walked on Stag.
As I stood up to get off the bus, it seemed like Jeff seemed to notice Austin's bad mood. He waited behind while the others got off the bus, then put his hand on Austin's shoulder.
I'd be like, what
The purple-haired boy was surprised but happy by his touch. What's up? He asked Jeff. I was going to ask you the same thing, Jeff said with a smile. Austin's heart melted, seeing his big, shiny white teeth behind those cute lips. It's nothing, Austin said. He hated lying to Jeff, but he also felt embarrassed too. He was great at letting out his emotions in his lyrics and performing them to hundreds of strangers, but when it came to telling them to his close friends, he always had trouble. Okay. But Jeff could tell something was up. You can tell me, he said, squeezing tighter on Austin's shoulder. Austin sighed again. He might as well say it. Here goes nothing. I'm going to miss seeing you guys every day. It's going to be so quiet without you.
I'll see them.
I always felt good knowing you guys were nearby while we slept on the bus. It was comforting, especially you.
I just want to say, I love sleeping 1 foot away from all my friends for months at a time. That's some good shit. Anyway, go on.
He blushed and turned away. Jeff didn't say anything, and Austin thought he was going to faint if the tall boy didn't say something soon. He just bared his soul, and Jeff didn't have any reaction at all.
Was the tall boy me, or was it Jeff?
Jeff.
Oh.
He just bared his soul, and Jeff didn't have any reaction at all. What the fuck was up with him? But then Jeff moved his hand down off his shoulder and grabbed Austin's hand. He began to pull him toward the door outside toward Austin's house. The moon was shining down on them, and Jeff said, "You don't have to sleep alone."
I hate that too.
So between Not One of Us and Sleep Alone, which one?
You wrote the first one for sure.
I think I wrote.
Did you write the first one?
Is that your final answer?
Yes.
That
Wait,
one-
hang on,
that
wait,
one
hang on,
is too
what do y'all
long.
think?
Yes.
Yeah, okay, you absolutely wrote that shit.
That's the real one.
Wait, what?
I did not write the Creed reference.
Really?
Is Slumber season here?
What the fuck? Okay, because when I was like, what is Creed? You go, oh, that's one of the Rocky movies. And I'm like, yeah, that's you, that's fucking you, because nobody else knows that ever. Like, nobody in the entire world.
Hey,
except for-
Creed 2 just came out for the Thanksgiving holidays.
What is Creed? I thought...
His name is Adonis Creed, and he's a boxer.
Adonis Creed?
Played by Michael B. Jordan.
That's...
Dude, have you never seen Rocky?
I love Michael B. Jordan also.
Boxing sucks. It's not fun, but that is
No,
incredible.
boxing's fine.
I love to box. Anyway, so you lost one. Let's put
Damn it. No, don't... Okay, when I said I wanted a dry erase board, I didn't want you to, like, advertise my failures.
What else would it be for?
Drawing! It'd be for drawing.
Got a win column that's pretty empty right now.
Fuck. Still haven't got to use my dolls yet.
We got one in the lose column. Ooh, you suck.
Fucking ooh me.
Alright,
I'm gonna win something.
here's the next one.
You're like, and that's the only game we're playing tonight.
Here's the next round of the same game. This one's called The Purge.
Wait, how many stories did you write?
I worked hard on this tour. Alright.
Wait, did you write different ones? You wrote different ones for each show, too.
Yeah.
So you've written at least 6 different stories.
Yeah, I wrote like 9. I wrote between like 10 and 15 things.
It's weird to me that you wrote 15 stories, romantic stories about me. And I'm just now hearing about it.
I did it for the show. Alright, this one is gonna have 3 choices. So 2 will be
3
real.
choices?
2 will be real and 1 is fake.
I think you wrote 2 of them.
That's not. I'm not. There are no tricks like that. All right. This one is called The Purge by Cashton's Lover on Wattpad.
Okay, I don't think you wrote this one.
So this one is about the purge. Alright, here's the excerpt. It was currently 6 p.m. in Houston, and Awsten was ready to go. Travis, on the other hand, was scared shitless.
Pause.
Huh.
My name is not capitalized and yours is. Go on.
Awsten, I'm having second thoughts about this. Fucking hell, Travis, you know what's at stake. Travis nodded and headed out of the house with Awsten. With a machete in its holster and a shotgun in his hand,
Wait.
Awsten was ready to get his revenge.
I'm using a machete? No, I would be using like something with distance. Like if I had to kill a person.
The second part of that sentence is a shotgun in his hand. It's not a lot of.
Okay, why would I have both? Shotguns have like crazy kickback.
For when you run out of bullets. It's the goddamn purge. I don't know.
My goal wouldn't be to.
Travis was trailing behind him with an AR-15.
This is very Texas of us.
Suddenly they heard, yeah, are these your dads? Suddenly they heard a loud screech, then a crash. Awsten started jogging in that direction. Awsten, why the fuck are you running towards it? Awsten stopped jogging. Because, asshat, I want to get my purging started, so shut the fuck up or else you'll be the first to go.
You want to taste this machete?
Travis was scared and annoyed beyond belief. He couldn't believe his boyfriend just threatened him like that. Awsten became enraged and pointed his gun at the purple hair goddess running in front of him. He steadied himself and put his finger on the trigger. Staring at his lover, he loaded a gun and heard someone else behind him load their gun. Within a split second, Travis was shot in the back of the head.
Oh, but happy ending.
Anyway, so
Shout out to the one person that clapped with me.
that was the purge.
Amazing.
This
5
next-
stars.
This next one is...
They called me a goddess, and I had a shotgun and a machete, which is fucking insane because I'm not a video game character.
Alright, this one's called The Snack That Smiles Back by I Hate Awsten. And this one is about boar.
What is
Oh my god!
No, sorry, no.
Time to fuck out. What is bored? Did you just tell me what it is? I'm gonna put boar in my Tinder bio.
Alright, here's the excerpt for this one. As Travis looks at Awsten confused, Awsten is flooded with memories of his time at Griffin's War Academy for Good Boys. No, well, I mean, good, I guess.
Okay.
Awsten is flooded with memories of his time at Griffin's War Academy for Good Boys.
No!
Boar.
Awsten unhinges his jaw to an ungodly size and looks upon Travis menacingly. Before he does anything, though, he quickly does the sign of the cross and says grace as he is raised to all names. Then Awsten puts his wide, gaping flesh hole over Travis's head and in one swift motion swoops down and swallows the boy whole. Awsten burps.
Oh, it's like the one time I want to burp.
And lets out a satisfied yum. Travis makes his way through Austin's digestive system and slides down his esophagus.
That's what I always say after I murdered my friend.
As he makes his way down, all he can see is darkness until he finds a light bulb that Awsten swallowed last week. When Travis passes
Is
Austin...
eating that light bulb part of vor?
For you, anyway. When Travis passes Austin's ribs, he takes the opportunity to call out for help before he faces his doom in Austin's pit of stomach acid.
The end. I like that.
So here's the last one.
I think I'm gonna get into vor.
Here's the last one.
Grow up!
It's called Down in the Basement by Plum Islander. I forgot to put the website. It's probably Wattpad like they all are. This one's about a monster. There was a big gasp from the corner of the room. Awsten spun around and saw the creature crouching in the corner, staring at him and wheezing. "What the fuck are you?" he asked the hideous, deformed thing. It had gray skin and was super wrinkly with big veiny eyes and ugly as shit.
Oh, it's you.
Awsten was disgusted and wanted to kick it in the head, but he somehow stopped himself from doing it. For now, anyways. The ugly little fucker crawled forward on his hands and knees and said to Awsten, "My name is Travis." He got closer and closer and said, "Please help me." How? Awsten asked him. A kiss can turn me back to normal, it said, and the idea almost made Awsten throw up. So those are your three choices. We got The Purge, The Snack That Smiles Back, and Down in the Basement.
All right.
Which one did I write?
You wrote the second one because here's what's up. The first one, it just doesn't sound like you. Then in the third one, they said, for now, anyways, and it's anyway. You definitely wouldn't let that slide. So you wrote the second one.
All right, what do you guys think?
I think you're on the second because you watched the Big Bang.
All three.
All right, hey, hands up for the first one. Nobody? 1, 2. Okay. Second one. Wow, this entire side. Okay. Third one.
It's about split between the second and the third.
Okay.
And you said the second.
Yeah.
I wrote the third one.
Then why did you say anyways?
Throw you out.
I'm trying to write these realistically.
Are you saying that they're bad writers
I didn't say that.
with mistakes?
Seriously? Put another mark in the lose column.
Motherfucker!
Who's writing at Griffith's Bar Academy? Who's writing Water Parks with Pim Pam Crosser?
All right, we have one
But you
more.
knew what 4 was.
Yeah. I'm a learned man. I went to college.
Whoa!
That wasn't meant to be-
Hang on.
That wasn't meant to be a dig.
First off,
That was supposed to be a joke about learning before in college or something.
second, I did go. I just stopped.
Okay, here's the last round of this game.
Okay.
The first story is called Crave by Brianna Lynn on Archive of Our Own.
That site's better than Wattpad.
Yeah.
Wait, is that person here?
They
All
can't
right.
say.
They're right there. They're right there in the Santa hat. Oh shit! I wasn't supposed to ask that. That hurts the game. See, you messed me up.
What if they were lying to throw you off my trail?
You weren't. You look too excited.
Anyway, the theme of this one is furries. And here's the excerpt. All of a sudden, he heard a noise. It was a rustling coming from the nearby trees of the forest that lies at the edge of the park. Travis whipped his head around and looked where the noise was coming from. Hello, he stammered out. More rustling.
No, say it how you say it.
I just did. Hello?
Anyway,
I sound like a baby toy.
see, but if I sound like then you sound even more like that.
That's fair.
Yes.
All right, more rustling came from
Put a
the
win on
forest.
there because I just won that. I want to put it.
No. More rustling came from the forest, and Travis decided to investigate. Maybe this is where I get my inspiration for my new book, he thought to himself. Carefully, Travis crept towards the forest, the noise getting louder with each step he took. Is anyone there? He spoke timidly. A different noise was heard from the trees. This time it was a quiet whisper. Travis listened carefully to try to make out what the voice was saying. Crave, crave, crave. It kept repeating those words over and over. Travis then decided to take out a phone and turn on the flashlight. Once he did that, what he saw shocked him. The figure had its back facing towards Travis. It was a large figure that was fuzzy and white, covered in black spots with floppy black ears.
What? What?
Oh, fuzzy and white, covered in black
Oh,
spots.
right. Cool. Got it.
It appeared to look like a dog, except dogs obviously couldn't be that big. Who are you? He questioned the dog-like creature. It then whipped its head around and stared right into Travis's eyes. What am I? Bottle cap, okay. Jeff? Travis yelled out. Why would Jeff be out here in the forest at midnight? Travis had so many questions that he needed to be answered. Crave, 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 was all Jeff replied back to him. As Travis looked into Jeff's eyes, he saw them light up in fear. He stepped closer towards Jeff and reached his hand out, heading to place it on Jeff's shoulder. Jeff then took a jump back and shook his head. Crave, 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 he repeated again. To make Travis even more confused, Jeff barked at him. It was
Bark!
like-
Bark!
Bark. There's no bark. Jeff, I don't understand what the hell you're doing, he shook his head. Don't tell anyone, Jeff said softly. Tell anyone what? Am I missing something here? Travis questioned. Jeff sighed. I wasn't expecting anyone to see me out here. This is my... He paused and took a breath. This is my persona. It has been for almost 3 years now. So that was Crave.
I was ready for like the death scene.
It's just excerpts. Maybe he does die in the full thing. Alright, this next one is, for the past couple weeks I felt kind of great by a Rindo on Archive of Our Own.
Okay.
This one's about...
That's a long title. That's like a 1975 album.
This one's about Dungeons and Dragons. One day when John is supposed to host...
Someone's like, that's my shit! Dungeons and Dragons over north!
Hold on, I just want to point out something about this first sentence. One day when John is supposed to host, he gets sick. Would we ever trust John to be the host of an event?
No! But he is hosting an event. He just posted about
Oh
it.
yeah, I saw that.
Yeah.
Are you going? I'm not.
I don't know if I'll be in town.
Alright. Austin suggests the host again, and even Travis offers, but John waves them off and says it would be okay. He also keeps mentioning that he has a friend coming over that has his own character that will feature in this session.
So John. That's just like John. To have a character come over that he would have featured in a session. That's so him.
They know that it never took too much effort to do a off-plot session anyway. The four players, Austin, Jeff, Otto, and Travis, all stick around in the basement to try to pick a movie to watch after the session. Austin calls up the stairs to John, yelling, "You better still buy pizza," and the lack of response says nothing. But Austin knows he could.
Wait, what?
He could be heard from outer space. While Otto and Jeff fight over which High School Musical, John comes down the stairs. "Hey, so I didn't mention this," he lets out a watery cough, "but I can't DM today. Sickness and all. My friend just came by though, and he's gonna DM, if that's cool with you guys." The others couldn't really find a reason to argue about it as long as they played. "Ah, shit, forgot to bring down drinks. I'll be right back," and John
What is
trotted up the
DM?
stairs again.
He's being bullied.
I didn't say it. Otto had slowly been sneaking the Little Mermaid into the DVD player, and Jeff hears the tray open and jumps on him. Mulan or death? Travis is face first in the couch, but Austin could still make out the muffled, "Who's our DM now?" Austin says he honestly doesn't know when he hears footsteps descending the stairs. Thinking it's John, Austin sits up. Otto and Jeff briefly stop fighting. It's not John. "Hey," the guy waves. He's tall and he's wearing glasses that make him look more like a nerd than the rest of them. "I'm Mikey. I heard you need a DM today?"
Am I missing something?
He shouldn't be involved.
Alright, so here's the last option. This is Gravity by Jay Thomason on Archive of Our Own.
I hate this.
This one has a ship and it's Austin and Travis.
Okay.
The purple-haired boy stared blankly at his laptop. He tried successfully to prevent the violent storm of emotions he felt in his stomach from erupting upward and showing on his face. After all, the mustached boy was sitting on the other bed in their hotel room and would notice if he became upset. The purple-haired boy read and reread the email his bandmate had sent him minutes earlier. The bikini bottom? The mustache boy had confided in the bandmate, but the gravity of the secret he was trusted with was too great for him to keep. The purple-haired boy finally had to face the feelings he had been keeping locked away in the deepest, darkest parts of his mind.
The purple-haired boy.
Did he love the mustache boy? Of course he loved him, platonically. There was something had been burning in the pit of his stomach the past week they were on tour together, and now he was being confronted with it head-on. The mustache boy wanted to bump uglies.
Let me just say, I hate being confronted. I like to confront.
Well, maybe you will. The sudden realization that he wanted nothing more than to bump uglies made the purple-haired boy nauseous.
Bump uglies. You wrote this.
He wasn't grossed out, but he wasn't prepared to deal with the ramifications of his realization.
That sounded smart. You wrote this.
It was now or never, he thought. The purple-haired boy turned to the mustache boy and said, "I want to bump uglies right here, right now." The mustache boy was stunned. That dirty rat had betrayed his trust and passed his secret on to the purple-haired boy just days after his confession. He would get his revenge on the villain in the shortest shorts, but not today. He had just been presented with the opportunity to do the thing he hadn't been able to stop thinking about since their tour started. The mustache boy turned to face the purple-haired boy. "Then get over here and let's bump these uglies," Travis said, surprised at how the words sounded as they left his chapped lips, knowing that he was opening a door he would never be able to close. The mustache boy was okay with that.
Okay, first off, you definitely wrote this one, and also, what the fuck, you wrote this one.
Why do you think I wrote that one?
Because you said bump uglies, and you called yourself the mustache boy, and the thing is, you always talk about, you get really defensive, you're like, "I don't have a mustache," but you definitely do. And, so you did that to throw me off. You definitely wrote the third one.
Alright, so you think number 3.
I know number 3.
You want to ask the audience?
No.
Alright.
Wait. 1, raise your hand. None? 2, raise your hand. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
who thinks I wrote the third one?
I don't know.
Well, the answer is
How many of y'all aren't voting because you think you're above this?
the answer is our buddy Dean wrote the third one.
What the fuck?
Where are you, Dean?
Where's...
I can't see shit.
Oh, he's back there, waving his arms. What the fuck? It's so weird.
Here's the final tally.
Wait, which one did you write?
You overall lost the game.
Wait, did you write any of these?
No, Dean, we had the guest writer for this one.
Okay.
Dean wrote that one.
Cool. I'm glad I won, even though I still kind of only have one. But you lied.
No, it was just a guess. One of them was fake.
Which
Yeah.
one?
Did you have fun with the game?
No.
We got 2 more nights of it.
Great.
This.
John just emailed me.
What does the email say?
Oh, I can't tell you.
Oh shit. Forward it to me.
Why not? Except it's the worst world.
Why don't you start the next story while I'm
Okay.
sitting here erasing?
This story is called When Life Gives You Lemons, Throw Them Into the Void. By Claudia, wait, I'm sorry, Pastel Goth Claudia. On, what is AO3? Why do you sound so mad? Like, Argo more own, you fucking idiot.
Let's find out. Is Pastel Goth Claudia here?
I know, though. She's like my best friend, or like kind of my best friend.
Okay, well, I'm gonna judge you. I'm gonna judge you accordingly. You're gonna take all the judgment, okay? Cool. Holy shit, Awsten says in between slurps of lemonade. Damn it. Why does this taste so good? Just a little magic. Jeff responds with a smirk. Don't like it. And also lemons, sugar, water, Red Bull. Cool, so far so good. And maybe a hint of blood. Hey, we're getting into that vor territory.
We want vor! We want vor!
New merch. We gotta put vor on the merch. And you have to buy it. I'm gonna ignore that last part, Otto says, downing another glass. What? A tree rustles outside, followed by the pounding of things hailing from it. They all rush outside to find some guy wincing in pain in their backyard with lemons surrounding him. I told you lemon thieves exist, Otto boasts cheerfully. Jeff, get your sword! Jeff dashes back to the house while Awsten squints at the guy who feels strangely familiar.
Jeff, like, totally owns a sword, right?
He does own a sword.
What kind?
Big Zelda sword.
Yeah, he has a master sword.
Kill the
Dog!
dog!
The dog.
On the mic.
Oh! This is connected. I want to like wrap him in it. No, I don't. Oh! Dude, you acted out. Here. If I'm reading right now, take it. 1, 2. Oh my god, so far so good. Yes! Cool. So anyway, Jeff got his big ass sword. What the fuck are you doing? Awsten interrogates. Would you believe me if I said I'm collecting an offering for a rift in the space-time continuum? The guy admits sheepishly. Otto doesn't believe it, but for Awsten it's a shock. Hearing the guy's voice makes him realize how familiar he really is, and the fact that he knows the rift doesn't make him feel as crazy as he thought. Travis? Awsten asks, even though he knows the answer.
I don't have a Travis, though.
Where's that bottle cap? You're little. Cool. I like that you caught all 4 things. This is great.
A doctor once told me as a child that I had a problem with my eyes and that I had bad. Like, he literally told me you have bad hand-eye coordination. You should not play sports because I can't move my eyes in the full range of motion.
Really?
Yeah. I have bad peripheral vision too. Like I can't see this.
That means I can scare you really easily. Okay.
Let's move on.
Yeah. Where are we at? Travis takes a second to squint and recognize Awsten too, his eyes widening when he realizes. Awsten? The man in question... Huh? What?
It's difficult to get them all.
I'll read slower.
That's not
The
the
man in question lets out a sigh and motions for Travis to follow him out to the car. Lemon still pocketed on him.
You can use a line for the lemons.
Hey.
Hey, we're like MacGyver of storytelling. Do you guys know what MacGyver is?
Yes.
Good. Just making sure. I don't want you guys being like, oh good, but he's making old references again. Tell Jeff he doesn't need the sword anymore, Austin mentions to Otto as he grabs the keys from the front. Austin and Travis, did you just throw you? Was that the cat?
I threw the sword.
Oh, okay.
I'll pick it up later. I won't
Austin
care.
and Travis get in the car and drive off, leaving Otto in the backyard confused and Jeff disappointed that he won't get to use the sword.
Freaking nerd.
Yeah. You want to start? You want me to keep going so you can keep acting it?
No, I'll do it.
Okay.
I don't like these. It's too hard.
I'll make sure and let them know.
It's just too hard. So you're just gonna believe me after that? Travis seems more surprised than when they found him in the yard. The lemons? The weird rift? I haven't even seen you in like a year. Would you just not care if I was gone for a whole year?
I mean, I would. I would just be like, what are you doing? And then you would text me back because you have like a shitty phone.
No, because I was in a rift.
No.
Yeah. Austin makes another turn on the road. I don't completely believe you, but I do believe the rift thing. I thought I was going crazy finding that. Really? What was the mistake that made you realize? Remember that band I had in high school with John? Travis shakes his head. You had a band? Exactly, Austin explains. I'm kind of glad it took that memory from everyone else because it was really dumb and I only remembered when I saw one of our shitty flyers getting sucked in. What's with your lemon thing and the rift though? Would you try to like erase the existence of your old bands?
Oh, dude, I would exist every band I've ever been in. I've been in like 6 or 7, and I would erase all of them, including water parks.
Travis stays quiet, composing his thoughts for a while before speaking. I had this draft and it got sucked into that dumb rift and all you
I want
need
to
know-
say I would keep Felony Steve's music, though.
Ugh. Jesus.
What about little kids' boys?
Little Kids Bop can stay too.
I had this draft and it got sucked into that dumb rift and all you need to know is that it involves lemons. So this is like a trade-off? More or less. Couldn't you just, I don't know, buy them from a store instead? Austin brings up. I thought stealing lemons from someone I haven't seen in a year seems like a mistake big enough to attract it, Travis says. They drive closer and closer and soon enough it's there. It's an odd sight. Like a bent piece of paper, it's a fold in between 2 houses on an otherwise normal cul-de-sac. He really doesn't know how people don't notice it, but the street isn't exactly bustling with life either. So I guess Austin makes a motion towards the lemons and the rift as soon as he parks on a curb across. It's the end of the sentence. Travis gets out of the car, some of the lemons cradle in one of his
Points are going
arms,
to get deducted by Travis for that.
rolling away and straight up chucks the fruits at the dent in the universe. Nothing happens.
I love throwing fruit.
Really?
You have a video of you throwing a watermelon or something?
Yes. And a banana.
Oh yeah, that's a good one.
That's a great video.
Well, fine then, Travis thinks, so he takes matters into his own hands quite literally and tries to pry open the closure apart. Okay. Austin watches the car skeptically, but apparently the rift decides to listen to Travis too excitedly and starts sucking him into its depths. Fuck. That's probably what I would be thinking. Austin gets out of the car, runs after Travis a little stupidly and impulsively, and reaches his arm out to let Travis get a hold on his hand. Austin's other one desperately holding onto the rift's wall. Who was it? Oh, it's futile. Their hands lose their grips and they both go tumbling into the void of mistakes.
I feel like we get hit with something. I don't know why that's my instinct.
I'm about to throw lemons at us.
That'd be kind of tight. Okay. Austin doesn't remember when he closed his eyes, but when he opens them, he's standing on the ground. He's standing on ground that makes crunching sounds like leaves, but looks like a flat, barren desert. Well, mostly like a barren desert, unless the random objects and people frozen in time floating about aren't accounted for. Huh. Travis looks around, scratching the back of his head. Is that how you'd respond?
Yeah, I'm not that fazed by it.
He's like, oh yeah, that's the thing I see sometimes. He pauses his motions for a second, and points at a distant object fluttering in the air. That's it. He starts running in that direction, and Awsten trails after him, observing the different mistakes the rift had taken? Okay. I see. Okay. He sees anime girls with proportions and additional body parts that make them look like nightmare fuel.
Cool.
A massive pickle with an ungodly face slapped on it. Cool. And a bunch of toes. Cool. No, I'm not on board with that. Pretty valid mistakes for the universe to get rid of. Actually, yeah.
One anime girls with.
One of them was really weird to me when I was at Starbucks, and so now I hold that against all of them. Until
Anime is a drawing. Not a real person.
I thought it was like what's it called when they dress up as anime?
Cosplay.
All right, yeah. Never mind. Sorry. Okay, so what am I at?
They finally catch up.
Where is that?
They finally catch up to their holy grail, but it's floating way too far up for them to reach. The giant pickle starts to shift towards them, and Awsten gets an idea.
There's a double space after the word "the," and I'm gonna count that against them.
Yikes! He waits until it's close, and then he jumps onto it. He jumps on it to scale up its bumps like he was rock
Why does this
climbing.
one feel harder to read than the others?
The way it was written.
Oh, good.
It's kind of a bad idea, but hey, it's working. I'd love to watch you climb a giant pickle.
No.
You would have to you would be so close to it, you'd be smelling it the whole time. Yeah, you would.
Where's a bad sound effect?
Any of hit any button.
No, you specifically told me not to hit every button because it messes things up.
I'm gonna keep going and I'll wait. He sees the stapled papers close to him, so he reaches out and it's at the tip of his fingers until the whole flyer of his flash out of sight. Then and there he's fallen swiftly to the ground, hands only gripping useless sets of paper, and God, this was going to be a weird and pathetic death. Except it's not. To his relief and disgust, he lands in a crowd of decapitated toes. Awsten, Travis runs through and pulls him out. We gotta go, the rift's closing up. Awsten doesn't think twice before his feet start going at full force, eyes on the shrinking in his state. It almost seems too small when he runs closer and closer, but seconds later it's gone and so is the alternate dimension. He takes a few minutes to remember how to breathe before he looks at the draft for himself, skimming to the end. He takes a few moments to remember how to breathe before he looks at the draft for himself, skimming to the end. It reads, "Odd, that just happened to him. Odd, that just happened to him," appears next to the text. Wait. Awsten turns to Travis, who covers his face with his hands and kneels on the concrete. I have enough peripheral vision to see when you're about to press a button, so I can pause for you, for effect. My eyes aren't that bad. Now I lost focus. Jesus. He doesn't respond, but looks up to face Awsten. His face is mutilated and dripping flesh like candlelight, bloody and
Get it? Like it's bubbling?
but his eyes are hardly seen because of the bars of television glitches masking him. Yeah, Travis responds smugly. If his face wasn't so destructed, Awsten could say he was probably smirking. The smug turns serious once he speaks again. Just hand over the draft and you don't have to remember or see me again.
What?
Austin keeps his hand away when Travis swipes forward, accidentally ripping it in the process. He sees his card glitch for a second, shifting from normal to dripping black ink and
I got
teeny
the burp.
glitches.
I got that burp.
40 minutes late. Great.
Better late than never.
Not an episode about it. God damn. Jesus Christ, I don't know where I was. Travis winces like he was hit. Austin rips the draft in his flyer until they're nothing but tiny shreds. You dumbass, Travis screams. Now I have to rewrite everything. Austin's about to say something back, but suddenly their whole world glitches. Ink to normal, normal to ink. And then it's just nothing.
Austin feels like he forgets something, but he doesn't think it's that important right now. Holy shit, Austin says in between slurps of lemonade. Why does this taste so good? The end. Dang. Also, I wonder if this is going to get picked up in the mic.
Yeah. I can hear it.
No, I mean in a recording.
Probably.
Okay, this is a fucking weird one.
Yeah.
Okay, I want to say right away, I like how ambitious they were with like this storyline because there's so much to it that it could easily get really weird and convoluted. But it was written kind of shittily.
I think it did.
Shittily, yeah. It was written in a shitty fashion.
Yeah, I think it did get kind of convoluted. I'm not exactly sure what happened.
Same. I thought I was just dumb. But like, yeah, it feels like a Rick and Morty episode, but like, I can't see it happening. It's like someone who's like okay at describing shit's trying to explain the episode as it's happening.
What I think I understood of it is that if you make a big enough mistake, it opens up this rift, and then the mistake gets sucked into it. So
Then why are you here?
Kind of rude that they said a draft of one of my books opened up a rift.
Oh, did it?
I think so. Yeah.
Nice.
Wow. Don't clap about that.
They can clap for whatever they want.
Bunch of kiss asses. Kiss
Dust.
ass.
Termites in your home right now.
The brownest of noses. So I think that's the general concept, but I don't really understand anything that happens.
Okay, so wait. Okay, hang on. In the beginning, we gotta go back. If we don't
Hey,
understand
like
something,
Lost,
we should
your
go back.
favorite show. That was a good one.
I always forget that Lost was a show. And when someone brings it up, I'm like, fuck, I've watched that twice, and I still half get it.
Hey, this is just like Lost.
What are y'all saying?
There's a lot of chatter. They're all trying to figure out this one. We're not trying to. We don't need to hear about Lost.
No, Jeff doesn't get sucked up. He gets
Back
sucked
to the draft. The draft.
Oh. Did you write this? Is that why you're being so sensitive? All right. Raise your hand if you don't get it. Thank you. Okay, so we're not stupid. We're not stupid.
No, I think I understand. I think I actually think
Okay, so
The ending doesn't make sense.
we find. All right, let's start from the top. So what happened?
You found me in a lemon grove or something.
So we thought you were stealing lemons.
I think I was, and that was my mistake that opened the rift.
That's a big enough mistake to open a rift.
Yeah, I specifically said.
That's in the same category as like a demon pickle.
Yes. I thought stealing lemons from someone I haven't seen in a year seems like a mistake big enough to attract it, Travis said.
Okay.
So, yes.
Okay, well, one, I'm just gonna say right away, that doesn't feel like a big enough mistake to open up something like that.
Neither does writing a bad book to me. Oh.
I'd be pissed if I invested a shitload of time into reading a book, and then I was just like, eh. I'd be bummed, because I'd be proud of myself for like, because the thing is, I like to read, it's just my attention span sucks. Thanks, guys. Relatable content. Subscribe. But the thing is, if I actually sat down and was able to like finish a whole book and be like, cool, I just did that. If I didn't feel like fulfilled or at least like I enjoyed it after, I'd be like, fuck. You know what I mean?
Is this why you haven't read any of my books?
Listen, I have to finish the ones I've started. I'm in the middle of like 3 or 4 different books right now.
All those books that you're reading for like the second and third time?
No. Anyway, stop. We're getting so sidetracked. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so did Jeff and Otto go with us? Or did they
No.
stay behind? They stay behind.
Yeah, they stay behind, I think, because Jeff's mad that he can't use a sword to kill me.
Right. I'd be upset about that too.
Oh,
Okay, so if we don't fucking get it, and most of y'all don't get it, I'm gonna say that it's not that good. But I do really want to, like, I really want to emphasize that they really went for it with this one.
Yeah.
Which is great.
Definitely unique.
Yeah, and they tried to do a lot with like, it seems like in like a small period of time.
Yeah, within the word limit that I gave them.
Oh, there's a word limit.
Yeah.
Huh. So is this your fault?
Oh, it might be.
Really? Maybe. Anyway, yeah, they have to go in and like take certain words out of sentences. It becomes like gibberish. And we're just like, what is happening? Okay.
Yeah, I guess this one is my fault.
No, okay, but theoretically we could blame all of it on that then. So let's pretend it's not that.
Okay.
And go in on this.
Ooh, it's not my fault. What rate?
I love when things are my fault.
What would you rate this one?
Okay, so is it mean to say no? I'm gonna say 2.5.
2.5?
Yeah.
That's fair. That's a 50%.
Well, exactly. That's what I mean. It's like it's half there. It's like a good, like exciting,
It's a good idea,
full
but
storyline.
The
But
execution wasn't
exactly.
exactly there. I would give it a 2.5 also.
Oh shit! I love when we agree.
We're more powerful than ever. That was When Life Gives You Lemons, Throw Them in the Void by Pastel Goth Claudia on Archive of Our Own.
The day that we were together. Jeff smiled a bit, shook his head. Oh, Awsten, I want to do you. Awsten giggled. And, wait. Awsten giggled. and nodded to the idea of Jeff. Because the idea of Jeff is just like everybody think about Jeff right now. Just like, picture his face. And
Yeah.
nod a little bit. I'm glad we're in this together. Awsten said, oh yeah, that's fine, Awsten said quietly as he was going to get him back in his arms. Awsten climbed.
This is just written exactly like a lot of our other stories.
Got him! Fucking, that needs a. Yeah, okay. Awsten climbed into bed with Jeff so he could cry for a while. Jeff comforted him, rubbing his back as he sobbed, leaning into a tree. Jeff looked around, suddenly realizing he was outside with Awsten, as the bark scratched at his back and the sound of rustling leaves above him grew louder. How did I was a good day for you? Jeff asked. Awsten wiped away his tears and looked up at Jeff after he spoke, shielding the sun from his eyes. Oh, Jeff, I was a bit overwhelmed by this one. Yes, please send me a picture of your dad. Jeff pulled his phone out of his pocket and scrolled through the album of photos he had of his dad for Awsten. Here, Awsten. I cannot wait for the day you can come home and then go to the gym with my dad.
It seems more like John than Jeff.
Yeah, it does actually. Jeff went on as he sent a photo of his father to Awsten. Thank you, Jeff. I love you. We stand autocorrect. The predicted text or whatever. And so, Awsten was a great day and fun to play with.
Oh, shit.
What? I'm really fun, you guys. Jeff loved Awsten for his birthday and the day he was. Ah yes, what a great day Awsten was. Together, Jeff and Awsten took each other's hands and then they were so cute, oh my god. They are so good and have a lot of good stuff going on.
Nice.
They live happily in their lives so much that they won't be able to go back to sleep. That's so cute. That's one of the text predicting ones, but oh my god, they like their lives so much they don't even want to sleep because they'll miss them. That's so cute. Right? And so that was the last time Awsten tucked Jeff in. The last time they got in bed together. The last time they could truly dream, and the last time they could sleep side by side. Awsten was just such a good day and loved Jeff's dad so much that they never slept again. This changed their lives forever. Or clap.
That was chapter 1. Now we got chapter 2.
Okay.
This is the last chapter. Jeff hated not sleeping. The nights were too long, the dark lingering for hours and hours. One night he was up with Awsten as they sat together in the dark. Awsten, I hate Twitter. I can't do anything about it.
Yo, time out. This is one of the text predicting ones, but we've had this conversation. He's like, I fucking hate Twitter. I hate going on it, and I never know what to say, and I hate reading it. I'm like, you should delete it.
Awsten nodded and replied, hey, I get it. Twitter is a joke. It looks good, but it's not worth the time.
Says you.
No, says fucking the.
That was predictive text.
Yeah, chill.
Jeff nodded in agreement, and then he went to the school to do the laundry.
Mike.
Awsten decided to go with so he wasn't alone. See, Jeff did his laundry at the school so he could get the kids ready for work.
I'm sorry.
He really cared about all those kids who went to the school. Every day he'd tell them, that is the way you look at me and I feel bad.
I wish every story was written with this. They're so much funnier.
The kids were rude to Jeff despite his efforts to help get them ready for work, so every day Awsten would beat them up, breaking them and bones.
Yes, I will.
He'd shout at them, hey, I just want to go get the stuff to go take care of my God.
Wait, I want to read that too. Hey, I just want to go get the stuff to take care of my God.
Awsten was very religious and believed that the kids being rude to Jeff was very unholy. Awsten had finally had enough and grabbed some holy water he conveniently had in his pocket and started pouring it over the kids, chanting, God is the living life. God bless y'all. God bless my dad and my mom.
This is the best.
Awsten decided that they were in danger with the kids and that they should avoid the school in the future, so they left and went to the bedroom door so they could have a sleepover. They had a pillow fight, did some Mad Libs, and baked some chocolate chip
That's
cookies.
basically like what we're doing right now.
Yeah. Of course, though, they didn't sleep. As the sun came up and they watched the sunrise hand in hand with the sun's glow warming their cheeks, Awsten sighed contently and said quietly, best slumber party ever.
That's 5 stars. That's a 5 for me. I have no fucking problems with that at all. I love that story. That one's so good.
Thank you.
Damn.
This is
Wait,
one of
nice.
I voted in photography in the dark room.
Did you? The dark room's creepy. I remember that.
This is one of those times where I regret not reading the stories before we do them because best slumber party ever? That would have been a great line to end the show on. I fucked up.
The rest is kids.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, that was Insomniacs by